At Premier Heating and Air, we wake up every day with one goal in mind, and that's serving Middle Georgia with the fastest, friendliest service available. Experience a Premier difference. Do you need faster response getting your AC fixed or replaced? Then call Premier. Since 2001, Premier has been providing the fastest response on incredible AC, indoor air quality, and commercial services. Our work ethic and service has been the key to our success. The difference is clear. Call Premier. Now breathe easy with perfectly time saving on a new AC system, free estimate, and up to $2,000 in rebates. So you'll beat the heat in total comfort all summer long. Log on to dublin.premierishere.com. Premier Heating and Air, a locally owned and operated company. Offer ends July 31st, 2024.
Welcome everybody. I'm glad to be here today at the Lighthouse Adult Daycare Center, and I have with me Joni Reese, who has been here for quite a number of years, hasn't you?
Yes, I've been here for about 11 years.
So when you first came, what drew you to coming and working here?
When I finished LP in school, I knew that I always wanted to work with just, our geriatric department, and I was at a local nursing home, and from there I found out about a vacancy here for a job announcement, and when I come here, I just love it, and I've stayed.
I tell you, it's been led by some wonderful board members throughout the years, and of course, not to pick favorites, but one of my favorites is Nelda Knight. She poured her heart and soul in here, didn't she?
Yes, she did. We have a great board.
Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely. So, and it's continually evolving, and we are just proud of the work that is done here. And Joni, we're very fortunate to have, because so many communities don't, but we're fortunate to have it, aren't we?
Yes, we are very fortunate. Yes.
So what's the most rewarding part of your job?
I feel like, to me, the one-on-one time. When the clients come in, I'm able to be with them for hours each day. They get to come here, and we're just able to give them attention and get to know them, and then they are still able to go home. Like, they're able to go home and have that atmosphere also.
We often neglect the caregiver, no matter what it is, whether it's dementia, cognitive, cancer, whatever, but
right.
That's one place you can help, isn't it?
Correct. This, I feel like, helps the client as well as the caregiver, because sometimes they are overlooked, they need a break, need to take care of themselves, and this is a way that they can come, know that their loved one is safe, supervised, and just have peace of mind that they're here, and then come back and get them, and they can go home refreshed. Like, for both the client and the caregiver, they get a break that I think both may need.
Talk about the hours, the days, and also what kind of things you do during the day.
The Lighthouse is open Monday through Friday. We're here 8 to 4, and just a typical day for us, most clients come in around 8. They would have breakfast, we have chat time, they're able to do individual activities in the mornings, and then we would start activities, games, we do a craft, they would get lunch and a snack while they're here, but just all throughout the day we try to keep them busy, whether it's group games, individualized projects that they like to do, but just to have a busy day and to socialize.
Yeah, and they pretty well do stay busy. I know this morning I came in, a couple of them reading the paper, just as sweet and nice as they can be. You can tell they love the environment. But I've been in, they were doing puzzles, watching Andy Griffith, just a number of things, don't they?
Yes, yes. We try to just kind of poll the clients, see what they like, they enjoy, and just make that a part of their day.
Okay, to someone watching now that could benefit from this, talk to us about how they get started and kind of the, how do you do that? Do you do an intake? How do you work it?
Yes, what they would need to do, someone could call us. Phone number is 478-274-0003, and we would set up an appointment with them, help them fill out the application packet, and then we could do a tour. And usually it takes about 2 weeks for someone, once they complete the application packet, to be able to bring their loved one, but we would be glad to help them. Just a phone call, and they could come in and take a tour with us.
What do you suggest a originally would just the caregiver take care of the first steps and then you bring them in, or how do you like that to be done?
It could be either way, but first we do like to talk with the caregiver. They come in, make sure it's something that their loved one would be comfortable with, and then we just go from there. But we have had the caregiver and the client come in and be a part of the whole process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and of course, we've been doing these telethons for over 20 years, and I was looking at, Nell had done a plaque for many years with the amount, and then we started tracking it online, but we've raised over $500,000 over the last 20 years, and it's thanks to you, the people of this community. It's nothing to do with us. It's just the fact that this community, whether it's the community leaders, the elected officials, or just regular old people like me and you, people support it, don't they?
Yes, and we're very grateful for all the support we get, very appreciative.
Do you, if someone's watching Youth Leader or WMU Missions Group at a church or whatever, would you entertain, or do you entertain these groups come in and spend a half a day and play games with them? Do you do that?
Yes, we would love volunteers. All they would have to do is just call us and let us know what they're interested in doing. And also with these groups, if they would like for us, one of our staff members, to come out to their organizations, we would be glad to come out and just let them know what we do, hand out some brochures. That could work both ways, yes.
And as far as the staff now, we can rest each person assurance that are watching, because everyone goes through an extensive background check, don't they?
Correct, yes, we do.
And what does that entail? And if you needed an employee today,
yes,
what kind of time frame would it take from beginning to end?
Usually our time frame is about a week. They would go through our application process. They do have to do a background check, drug screen. There's TB screening, and then they would go through orientation before they are presented to the clients. So about a week before they would be hands-on with the clients.
What would you look for? Because I see the people that work here, and you can just tell they love people, period.
Yes.
No matter if they're patients here or just in general. But what do you look for in that person that comes in and wants to go to work?
What we look for is just someone that generally just has a heart for our clients. You've got to give them attention, love on them, and just have patience with them, love and patience and kindness.
We talked about people supporting the daycare center, and people in the community that would like to contribute, would like to be a part. They can drop by any day during hours?
Correct. Monday through Friday, we're here 8 to 4. Yes, they could drop by.
And is there any particular group of people, older, younger, middle-aged, that works better with the patients here?
I think it would all be about the same. I mean, I do.
Yeah, well, young people, they bring that
Energy.
Sometimes older people like me don't, but
Yes.
then...
it takes all of us, it does.
Yeah, it does. It takes a village to do something like this. Yes. And tell us where we're located. I know me and you know, but a lot of people may not know.
Our address is 611 Bellevue Avenue, and it's in Dublin, Georgia, across from Capital City Bank.
Yeah, real easy. Big old bank across the street, post office.
Yes.
It's easy to find. What kind of areas do you cover?
I believe we can cover any county. As far as transportation, it is public transportation. They would only cover 60 miles one way, but if someone wanted to provide personal transportation for their loved one, like we could take someone from any county.
Mm-hmm. So what kind of like someone watching there in Swainsboro and they got an appointment at the doctor next week, could they call and schedule just that one day?
They could. They would have to go through the application process. Let's get them admitted first. But once they did that, yes.
And how does the pay work? What kind of insurance and Medicaid, Medicare?
We do accept Medicaid as insurance. There's a grant that we can apply for, and also we have the option of private pay, cash pay.
What would you say to someone watching that doesn't know? And we have a lot of new people here. It's not the town I grew up
Yes.
in. We have really we've just went over 50,000 people in Lawrence County, so there's a lot of people here. But to those watching that never knew we had this, what can they expect when they walk in the door?
They could come by, just give us a chance, and when they walk in, we'd be welcome to give them a tour, just go over the application process with them, any information they need. We'd be glad to help them, even filling out paperwork, contacting the doctors for their loved one, just to get everything ready for them. Try to make it as easy as possible.
So you've been here, what, about 11 years?
Yes, I have.
11, go ahead.
Yes, I have. I've been here 11 years, and it's just a great place to be. I love it.
Okay, what's between when you started and now? What's some of the biggest changes you've seen in the way we take care of patients and maybe the patient?
I think the major change come about when COVID hit. A lot of people are staying at home now, so we do encourage, if you give the Lighthouse a chance, it's a place for them just to be social with other individuals. And I think just overall, we got to take care of our clients.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a tough time.
Yes.
Because we had to close here for about a year, wasn't it?
Yes, it was over a year.
Yeah, that was, and that had to be tough on y'all because you want to take care of these patients,
That's
don't
right, that's right, and we weren't able to. They were at home.
Yeah, that was a long
Journey.
Yes, it was. It was really a long time, and then having to get back started and
Yes.
and regroup, and it was a tough time for everybody. I hope we never go down that road again.
Me too. Yes.
So we talked about the most rewarding part of the job, but what's the most fun part of your day?
The fun part of my day is just getting to interact, like when we play games or activities and they ask you to help them, and it's just a way to get to know them. They'll reminisce about their past. You just get to know them on a personal level, and they really it feels like family. Like, we're just a little family here.
And you come in, y'all see the backdrop here, all through this place, all the walls, everything it's high energy. It's like a day at the beach. Y'all can tell we're at the beach. I'm right here under the Lighthouse. So it's got to be fun to come to work every day.
It is. Yes, I enjoy it. I love being here.
What's the biggest comment you hear from patients?
The comment I hear, they're just glad that we're here. It seems like most of them are genuinely glad to get up and come each day. It's something that they can look forward to each morning, that they have something of their own to do.
Yes.
Because so many are used to going to work and want to keep their independence. So it's just, to them, this is kind of a job to them. Like, they're getting up and they're able to come in and just have their day kind of like when they were working and keep their independence.
You can tell, and I think it would add to your life to have, we know that people that retire and don't do any kind of activities, health usually declines, not guaranteed, but it does decline.
Right.
So I would think by giving them a purpose, somebody to come to, I know the camaraderie between y'all, even this morning watching, and when I come in, there's just a lot of camaraderie in it.
Yes, and they have their own friends, and it's just, I think it's something they look forward to each day.
Yeah, I know you do.
I do.
You must. You wouldn't have been here this long.
That's right.
So we've got, right after the break, we've got someone coming in I've never had on the show. Talk to us about her.
That would be our activity director. Her name is Jasmine. She's been with us a year, and she just does a great job. She's responsible for the daily activities, just the schedule each day, and she just makes sure she works with the client. She's doing what they want to do just to keep them busy and keep them happy, but she does an awesome job.
Well, we're going to bring her in after the commercial break. You're going to have to fill in for her, huh?
Yes, I will be doing activities for a few minutes.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a break. Thank you, Joni.
Okay, thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, and I know y'all are busy, but I appreciate you taking the time to talk with us and
thank you.
Tell us more about what's going on here. Y'all stay with us. We'll be back with Jasmine right after this.
Home is more than a place. It's full of the people and moments that matter most. Providing for loved ones, expanding your horizons, or simply living the life you love. With all you have to protect, choose insurance you can count on so you can experience more of what you live for. Country Financial. Experience more.
The weather's heating up here in Middle Georgia and the deals are hot at Dublin Nissan. So when you come in, look for the red tag specials like this Nissan Altima or the new restyled 2024 Frontier. So come into Dublin Nissan during our red tag sale and take advantage of 0% financing or up to $10,000 savings off of MSRP.
At Dublin Nissan, get rates as low as 2.9% for 36 months on the Armada.
And remember, Don sells Nissans well, only at Dublin Nissan.
Oh, this is tough.
Really tough.
Tough? I'll give you tough.
No, we meant that's tough.
Oh, that's too tough even for me. You need, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Just file a claim on the app or call us.
Thanks.
So do you ever take that mask off?
Not even for my wedding.
Oh, she looked so happy.
We're good.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back, everybody. You heard us talking about Jasmine Viatez, and she is the activity director here. Been here about a year and a half. What drew you to this job?
I've always kind of wanted to help people. I started with like daycares, like with children. It was good for a while, but they can be a little rambunctious.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Every day when I pick my 2-year-old grandson up, I think, oh my gosh, they've got to be giving them comp pay with 40, 45, 50 kids screaming and hollering. I got to give it to them. It's not made for the faint of heart, is it?
Yes. My stepmom had a daycare, like
Okay.
home daycare growing up, so it was time for me to like try and branch out, find something on my own.
And I believe you picked a great job. What is the most fun part of your day?
Honestly, it's probably hanging out with all the clients and, you know, playing games with them is probably the most fun.
You, of course, we don't talk about patients' names, obviously, but give me some of the memories or the fun things or a story you can tell about an individual, obviously without the name, but share with us some of those moments that people are watching would say, that's where I want to take my dad, that's where I want to take my mom or my husband or wife. What would be some of those things, those fun things that have happened in your past year and a half?
Probably when we turn the music on for the games, we have one that loves to sing along with the music. Definitely a fun part. It kind of like brings up the mood some. And just the hyper energy, I think, makes it a lot more fun for everyone, especially when we have like our Mondays when it's like the beginning of the week.
Yeah, it's got to be good. I'd love a job like this because I love elderly people. And with that said, I say it tongue in cheek because I know in the past y'all had patients as young as 18 years old. So we don't want you to think that it's just for elderly people, senior citizens, because it's anybody with cognitive type issues in it.
Yes. So it does range from young to older. Just depends on really, you know, what help is needed, and we try to, you know, include things for everyone.
Does the day go by fast or slow?
When we have a lot of them, you know, when we have a good handful, it goes by really quick. When we just have, you know, if it's like a stormy day or vacations and stuff like that, you know, especially during the summer, those come up a lot. The day comes a little slower. You know, so it goes pretty much fast.
Yeah. Well, when you stay busy, you're having fun, you're dancing, you're singing. it flies by. But talking about the man singing, I guess it was a man. I thought you
Yes.
said he, but so tell me about what kind of music they like. Is it rap music or what?
We listen to 80s, 90s country. We listen to some 80s and 90s rock. So it really just depends on what someone is feeling that day. I try to give everyone a chance to pick what kind of music, they listened to when they were younger, and try to reminisce on those times.
Yeah, it brings back sweet memories, don't it?
Yes. And puts a smile on their face. They do
Yeah.
enjoy, like, when they hear a song, that they heard when they were in their teens, they kind of enjoy that some.
Yeah, that's so important. I had a dear friend of mine. His grandfather's passed away now, but I'd ask him often how he was doing. He said, James, I go to see him. He had dementia, and he said he don't know what he had for breakfast this morning, but he can tell me about taking us to the baseball game, to the Braves game 30 years ago. And he said, you know what, I'd rather remember that than what he had for breakfast this morning. So you deal with a lot of that, don't you?
Yes. A lot of it is like when someone first, comes here and it's like early stages, it's usually those like newer memories that are harder to remember, and they can remember, things from years and years ago. And then, eventually it does get to where there's not really remembering a lot. So it really just depends. We do work on different things to try and help them remember as long as they can. So we make little picture cubes to go over family members, helps them, remember at least the close ones. So like the children, if they have any, or the wives, husbands, whichever way, whoever's here and what family they have outside of here.
And I know you see times, I had another friend, I lost an aunt to, we watched her decline just really, really fast the last 2 years of her life. And it's so difficult when you watch loved ones try to get them to remember who they are, and it's hard when it's that mom or dad or a sister or brother that they just don't remember you. And it's somebody that you loved your whole life, you've got great memories, and that's got to be tough. And is it difficult on you to see those people you mentioned that are pretty sharp to, in the beginning, but then they decline, and you watch them decline? How difficult is that?
It's kind of difficult being here, for some of them that are here like 4 or 5 days a week, especially, 6 to 8 hours a day. We do spend a lot of time with them. So it's kind of like, they become our family. Yeah. So when we start to see them decline, it does hit a point where we're just like, like we know what's going to happen once they hit that mark, like that, no longer can remember anything. So sometimes it's a lot hard. Some days are harder than others because there's good days and there's bad days. So it's kind of like, you just have to keep reminding yourself, like, there's nothing out there that's going to stop the memory from going. So just cherish the moments that we have to make it a little easier, I think.
It's hard to go home and turn it off, isn't it, when you have somebody you've watched decline like that?
Yes. Usually, when I'm out, sometimes I'll see something at the store and I'll be like, oh, so-and-so would love this. And I'll have to pick it up so that, or, when I get home, I'm like, today with so-and-so wasn't a good day for them, and, it was hard for them. So I do take it home. But I just try to remember that, like, tomorrow I get to see them, and it could probably be a good day.
Yeah, absolutely. With that said, what are some of you talked about singing and dance and things like that. And I want people to understand, you don't just bring them in every day and set them in front of a television set. It's an active day, isn't it?
Yes. We play a variety of different games. Like, we have... games that were donated, but we have a bunch of different like tossing games. So like bottle toss, there's a cactus toss. We've included things like soccer, and we have other things like bowling and bingo and trivia we like to do. They all serve their like purpose. But we play different things like that to keep them busy throughout the day. I do try and let them make some of their own decisions. So like if I pick something out and they're absolutely like, no, I don't want to do this, I'm like, okay, that's fine. What would you like to do? Because they do have those days where like some days they can pick it out themselves, but then some days they do need a little bit of help depending on where they're at for the day. So it really all just depends there. I do keep that independence some because it helps kind of, I guess not really slow the decline, but keeps them working cognitively to make their own decisions, because that's usually one of the harder things for them to do once they start declining is making their own decisions, because they just confuse themselves in their head. So I try to keep that as long as I can.
Is there a point where, when they decline so much, is there a point where I know the family would step in and say, well, it's just not going well, hard to transport and things, but is there a time where you have to say, it's just not working anymore, or do you just try to hang in to the last minute?
Our goal is to try and hang out on to the last minute. Usually the point where, we'd probably have to step back and reevaluate would be like if they can't feed themselves at all, or like using the bathroom, like they can no longer go to the bathroom themselves, change themselves. Just because in this setting there's a lot less, we have workers per so many.
That's right.
People that, it would be hard for us to spend a lot of time in the bathroom with one person. So usually that's the point where it's, about time, like when they can't control those movements, to get them comfortable. Usually the memory, like if that's what's completely gone, we can normally help, keep them until they hit that, can't use the bathroom on their own and eating on their own. And it's usually better that way to get them comfortable once they hit that point, because that's usually when, they put a lot of them on hospice, I would say. From my experience outside of here with family members, that's usually when family members, get put on hospice.
Yes. And that's when you really don't see them anymore, and that would be that time where it had to be tough, because you had been with this person 3 months, 6 months, year, could have been here since you started. It's got to be tough at that point, isn't it?
Yeah, I know it will be tough once we get to the point to where we lose some of the ones we have now, and then any new ones that we get, just because they are like by family. Yeah. So, my goal is to keep and help keep them here as long as possible, just to prevent that day from happening. I know there's not a lot with dementia and Alzheimer's, like medication and stuff that is a cure. Yeah. But, there's a lot of research that's gone into it. So I try to look into that research and bring it here.
Well, when I saw you earlier, before Joni and I started, you look like you just absolutely love what you do.
I do. It's a fun job, but it's also, it's just good to be able to meet, new people and, get to see, what they did when they were younger, or sometimes we'll do something and they'll be like, I remember when I did this at this time, and I'll be like, and hearing those stories are pretty cool, or what they did for work before, coming here. It's always interesting to hear those things.
Joni and I talked about And of course, you can see by the set, if you're just joining us, how beautiful it is in here. The artwork and the people that did this are very, very talented. But that's got to be fun to come into. And we did discuss that, but we didn't talk about the garden out back. I bet they love that, don't they?
Yes, we do try and, depending on how the Georgia heat goes over the summers, send them home like a little piece, like some vegetables, or like let them see the flowers. They do enjoy that. It's like them taking care of it. Gives them something to look forward to when they come in. They'll be like, oh, today I get to water, this, or something like that. And we do like to spend a lot of time outside unless the weather looks like rainy and gross.
Yeah, this brutal heat we've had in June, so that's, it was pretty brutal. So before we go, what would you say to someone watching now, new to the area, didn't know we had this facility? What would you say to that person, or they could live here their whole life, to encourage them that this is a fun place, safe place to bring their loved one?
I would say that, we all love our loved ones, and even though sometimes it's hard to send them off somewhere during the day, that when they come here, they're always supervised, we keep them safe, but we also have fun, and we try to include the things that they enjoy doing, So it's a good break, good socializing place to come to see, and meet new people for them, which is good for them in the sense of, they probably don't, a lot of people these days, especially since like COVID hit a few years ago, some people are still getting the chance to start newly going out and meeting new people. So I think socializing is also a good thing for them.
Yeah, it really is, I believe. Well, like I said earlier, I can tell you really enjoy what you do. Smile on your face, even when you didn't know I was looking. You didn't put it on for the camera, but it's so good for them. If you're watching and you need a place like this, your loved one's in good hands. I've been coming here for 20 years. In and out at any given time, and the residents have so much fun. I always talk with them, interact with them, and it's just great. It's great for them, it's great for us, it's great for the community, it's great for their loved ones, and the caregiver's often overlooked, and this is where y'all step in. So is there anything you want to say before we close?
I would say that, some people might feel bad for dumping their loved one here, is what some people may say, but you're not. It is a hard job when you have someone that their memory is going. It's not easy. So sometimes it is good to also, bring them here. It gives them a good, safe place to go to have fun, but also gives you a break at home as well. To get everything you need done for the day. So never feel like you're dumping them here just because you're giving them a fun place to go have, play games and socialize.
Yeah, you're definitely not dumping them. A lot of people, caregivers you're watching now, you don't get much rest at night. It gives you time to rest. You got to go to the doctor. You got to buy groceries. There's just things that, life goes on. And you can feel comfortable knowing that Jasmine and Joni and the staff here are taking care of your loved one. So come by for a tour. The number's been on the screen up and down. Give them a call, schedule a tour, drop in. They'll be glad to share more than we touched on today. So, well, Jasmine, it's our first time talking. Maybe I can come back and you can just keep updating us. How about that?
Okay.
Okay, you act like you've been doing this your whole life. Is this the first time?
Here, this is the first time.
Okay.
I've done, I guess I've never really done videos before, but I've done a few briefs in my military career.
Okay. Trained by the best military in the world, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's, it definitely teaches you a lot. Definitely teaches you a lot.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. Okay, thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you for joining us today.
Hi, I'm Tom Dominy. Here at Dublin Wind Nelson, we pride ourselves on providing the industry's highest quality products at the most competitive pricing. We are a full-service wholesaler specializing in plumbing, irrigation, and industrial products. With a staff that collectively offers more than 50 years of expertise, our team knows your industry, and we can answer your questions and help you get the parts and equipment you need. From Moen to Renee, we carry the plumbing, irrigation, and industrial products you need from the brands you trust. We also carry a great lineup of Milwaukee tools. At Dublin Wind Nelson, our goal is the long-term success of your business. We achieve that goal with a simple commitment, doing things right, one customer at a time. If you have a question, or if you're looking for a hard-to-find part, give us a call. Our experts are ready to help. Order online, give us a call, or come by at 507 Airport Road in Dublin. We're committed to building long-term relationships with our customers by earning your business every day.
I'm Heath Richter, and we just want to invite everybody to come on down to the Houston Clinic and check us out at our new facility. We've been in Dublin for a while now, obviously, but have a new office here, and we'd just like you to come down and see some of the new stuff we're offering. And if you need to get checked out, we'd be glad to do that for you. We've got able to do some ultrasound guided injections now, and physical therapy, and just a little bit better space. So hopefully we can get you in and out of here a little bit quicker.
Come by and see us today at our brand new location, the Houston Clinic, Medical Drive in Dublin.